Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Listen, Kandi Burruss, of course, I am a fan, and the movie The Pass, I really did like that by Todd Tucker Productions and Candy. So he had, I would say, a successful movie. But here's the deal: what is he going to leave with? Candy is a very astute businesswoman. Let's check this out. Yeah, we're pocket watching this evening. Okay, so I would like for you to go ahead and look at this first with regard to Candy. Okay, here's a reading, and basically, I was wondering. I understand they had a prenup. Awesome. Number two, I thought, okay, the restaurants. Did she use her money to get the restaurants going? What's going on? Because the restaurants unfortunately closed down, and the trucking company, that's unknown. And I remember an episode that I was watching, and she had referenced, like, with the trucking company, like what's going on with that. From what I could find online, nothing really materialized from that. Okay, but so let's talk about, because that was my concern. They have a prenup, totally cognizant of that. I'm aware of that. But with the restaurants, I was wondering, where did the money come from? Was it like Candy's money, or was it, both of them putting in for the restaurants? Okay, Old Lady Gang and Blaze, the steak and seafood house. So here's a quick read. Let's see here. It says Kandi Burruss and husband Todd Tucker experienced a tense moment in the December 22nd episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, as he showed his wife the future location of Old Lady OLG, a new Mexican restaurant in their culinary empire. Candy said she was concerned that Todd was overextending himself, starting multiple businesses without officially launching any of them. She's a business owner. Let's continue. So it says here, Candy said she was concerned that Todd was overextending himself, starting multiple businesses without officially launching any of them. Quote, Todd has the felt pressure of him needing to make more money ever since we got together. Like, people have always questioned him being with me and whether he was with me for money and all this, end quote. Candy said during an interview in the episode. Quote, so he's always been in this position of him trying to prove to the world that he doesn't need any of my money. But Kennedy wanted to make it clear that Todd isn't investing money into these projects that he didn't earn. Quote, we make a lot of money together and through our businesses together, and we reinvest our profits into new businesses, Candy tweeted to one fan on December 22nd. So whatever is spent is what he helped make. Candy elaborated in another tweet. FYI, Todd is not spending my personal money. That is still safe in my savings portfolio. He and I have made a lot of money together, which is what we use to invest in new business ideas. He helped make it so he can help decide how it's spent. Thanks for your concern, but we're good. Huh. So basically, and that was my issue. Like, okay, for the restaurants, what's going on with that? Was it Candy's money or a combination of Candy and Todd's money? So she's saying, and they've made money doing, Bravo shows as well. So she's saying from those business ventures, they reinvested the money. So I'm assuming that's where Old Lady Gang comes from, Blaze, the steak and seafood restaurant, as well as the quote trucking company. Her money is safe. And now it further to me explains this. So this here, the restaurant's closing down. So what it further explains, long story short, they were saying it's massive debt. There was a disagreement with regard to repairs that were to be made to the restaurant Blaze, as I understand. Um, it seems that the Tucker's position, Ken and Todd, was that hey, the restaurants, I guess the lease was supposed to pretty much take care of those. However, they did not, and it seems like the one that were leasing them, the restaurant property, was saying, hey, this is going to be on the tenant for Blaze. And then, long story short, it showed back rent that was owed for $154,000. So what she didn't do, which was a smart move, don't forget. So basically, the money from these businesses that they started, these are from the profits that they received from other businesses. So what she didn't do was go, oh my goodness, we're behind in the rent and these alleged improvements. Let me go use my personal money, because she's worth what, $30 million last I checked. She didn't do that. No, no, no. She didn't do that. So it sounds like to me she made a wise move. This restaurant, and it takes about at least 5 years or so. A restaurant can be very, very challenging. It can be very challenging. So what she didn't do was say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and keep this alive and use my personal money. So it sounds like she said, they make money together, so the profits they reinvest in other ventures. So that explains why, okay, at some point with the restaurants closing down, again, she didn't go into her personal money, which is very wise, pretty much saying, hey, you know what, this is going to be at a loss unless you put your personal money in it. And she didn't do that. Very wise move. Very wise move. Because some people get emotional, like, oh my gosh, I can't let this happen. I can't. And they go and pour their money into it. And then before you know it, you're pouring so much money. It's like getting into an options play. It's not going to work out. Call or put, and it's going against you. And you can roll until you roll an option and roll out of money. That's something we don't want to do. Trust me, been there, done that. So yeah, so she didn't use her personal money to go ahead and cure this $154,000 alleged past rent and repairs. She did not do that. Let it fold. So she hasn't touched her money. So with the restaurant's old lady gang, Blaze shut down. Trucking company, good luck with that. So keep in mind what she just said here. He what? Basically, she's concerned that Todd was overextending himself, starting multiple businesses without officially launching any of them. So that's when I said before in a prior video, I think he may have called himself, I said he's ambitious, but that's a good way to hit the ground rolling. The capital is there, we're going to make a lot of money, and then boom. However, it turned out differently because both the restaurants are officially closed. Okay? One of my research, both the restaurants, there's no officially closed. Trucking company can't find anything on that. So this may present a problem for Todd. Her money is safe. Let's go ahead and do a quick little online assets check. So here we have the joint businesses. It says here Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker have co-owned several businesses, primarily in the restaurant industry. Okay, so they've had Old Lady Gang, OLG, Blaze Steak and Seafood. Let's see, they've got a film and stage production. They produce numerous projects together. What is this? Oh, the Broadway revival of August Wilson's The Piano Lesson. Okay, that was good. I saw that. And The Past, saw that as well. It's awesome. The Wiz, had no idea. The revival of The Wiz, they obviously engaged in that. That's the joint businesses that they had. Okay? Now, Kandi Burruss's individual businesses and ventures. Bedroom Kandi, Kandi Coated Entertainment, Kandi Coated Beauty. He sells cosmetics, different beauty products, great. Tags, the boutique. Raising Ace, a line of baby clothes and accessories named after their son Ace. He's so handsome. And Blaze, the little cute baby girl, that was a restaurant named after her, the joint venture. So, but here we're looking at Kandi's individual businesses. The Dungeon Tour, a series of sold-out cabaret-style burlesque and variety shows that tour the country on the Dungeon Tour. And Kandi Cares, a nonprofit foundation that supports single parents and children from single parent homes. So these are her joint ventures. So my deal is this right here. They have the prenup. her money before this marriage, she's fine, hasn't touched it. And then she has all these individual ventures. So he's got TT Productions, production and television film projects, okay, where he's executive producer, and they set real estate. So basically, if he had the idea to hit the ground running with these multiple businesses, unfortunately, those businesses did not pan out. Just didn't pan out. So, given that those businesses did not pan out, I don't see how he's going to be leaving with a bag of money. Because what they started together didn't work. I mean, it's unfortunate with the restaurants. That didn't work. And some people may see this as a stream, not a stream of successes, but a stream of failures. Ergo, investors will not be running your way based on a name. So in that respect, I don't think it's going to be running with a bag. And sometimes too, you got to understand in business, 154K on the lease for a restaurant. Sometimes when a spouse is so passionate and you're married to a person like her who is so successful, a household name, I think it can cause friction. Or a person like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and pay. Let's say pay this $154,000. Okay, let's go ahead and just pay it and keep on going. Let's say out of a personal money, because sometimes a spouse may see it as, hey, you could have saved this business. This is yours to mine together. Oh, you don't want to see me win. You don't want to see me win. You could go ahead and just pay that rent, 154K. You can go ahead and do that. And then let's say it starts making money. We can write up a loan document where the business will pay you back out of any future profits. And that also hit my mind. You can do it. I know you've got it, Kandi. I mean, I can't say if he's done that, but it makes me wonder if he thought that. You can go ahead and cure this debt and we can just keep on going. Sometimes throwing money at it's not a good idea, but obviously she wasn't throwing her personal money at it at all. She said they basically reinvested the profits. So if they reinvested the profits off the money that they made together, Old Lady Gang, Blaze Steakhouse, and those two restaurants were shut down, it's a wrap. The house, they're saying the house is in her name. She never did add his name to it. Smart girl. So I don't think he's gonna be leaving with a bag, at least not from Kandi, because she kept her money separate. They have a prenup. And from their joint business ventures, it appears, based on what, like I said, the restaurants are reportedly closed. The trucking company can't find anything on it. I remember her asking him a question like, what's going on with the trucking company? Maybe that's why I can't find anything on it. So those business ventures were not a success. A lot of money they did not make. It sounds like a write down, operating at a loss. And that can be really, really hard when you have a person who's way up worth $30 million and you're not even a millionaire. It might be a thousandaire, a six-figure thousandaire, I don't know, prior to. But I think that can contribute to a marriage. Oh, you just could have threw some money at it. You just could have loaned it to me to the kept it going. It's my dream. That wouldn't have hurt you. And she's seeing it from a business aspect. She's not going to start throwing money, good after bad, good money after bad. Not going to throw money, maybe seen as a possible rabbit hole. And it's probably a good thing she didn't, because listen, look what's going on now with restaurants. Look at what is going on now with restaurants. So this here, it looks like from the business ventures that they tried together, it kind of looks like, and not to sound insulting, a stream of possible failures. And if it's failed, All you have is debt, split 50-50 because it occurred during the marriage. 50-50 debt. So I don't think Mr. Tucker is going to be leaving in with his tucked in full of cash, a suitcase tucked full of cash. Whatever he probably has is his money, and that's it. And allegedly, I believe they have some real estate. So the houses that the two that she has where they reside, that's hers. Yeah. Let me know what you all think. I don't think Todd Tucker's going to be leaving with a bag from Kandi Burruss. The business ventures obviously did not make it, and she has a prenup. So I think he'll be leaving with whatever money that he has. But I don't see Kandi writing a check. I really don't. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. And as you can see, oh, Mama Joyce here in this picture. They're all smiles, but Mama Joyce is not. Is this a time that mom knew best? What do you guys think? But you have to let your children, let people live their lives. I will say this. To me, it's a wonder that it lasted 11 years. Just saying. So let me know what you all think. Do you think she did the right thing by not pouring her personal money into those investments, ventures like the restaurants that didn't obviously make it? Do you think she did the right thing? Do you think also that maybe he could be possibly holding some resentment, like, hey, you could have saved that, you didn't want to save it. You don't want to see me succeed. That's what hit my mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to your comments. And I'm out.